Ladies and gentlemen, what if I tell you that anyone can be a top 1%er overall, but not everybody can be? What if I told you that question? Please take a moment to think about it.
Person that watches this show can improve their credit score. Every single person that watches this show can learn how to be more dominant, assertive, and have frame in their relationships. So what you're saying is absolutely not true, bro, because even the average guys that watch our show are able to improve their life to a point where they get closer to becoming higher value. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, with all due respect. You're coming on here to criticize us and say that we're exploiting men, blah, blah, blah. Guys implement just some of the stuff that we teach, and they're able to improve their life dramatically. How many guys call into the show and say, yo, I raised my credit score from this to this. Yo, I stopped smoking weed because of you guys. Yo, I started going to the gym. Yo, I improved my physique. Yo, I lost 50 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. They might not necessarily be high value, but we made a tremendous amount of change in their life, didn't we? Why? Because we gave a fucking solution, you motherfucker. So let me tell you something about guys like you. You're a fucking loser, right? And what you do is you assume that people don't necessarily get value and that there's an elite that no one else can aspire to. You have a loser mindset. You don't have to necessarily say, oh, I'm going to become high value, and if I don't, that's a bust. If you're able to get your credit score from 400 to 600, that's a W. If you're able to lose 50 pounds, that's a W. If you're able to get in the gym and improve yourself, get some more confidence, you might not necessarily get to high value, but it dramatically increases the value of your life, and that's what we're fucking trying to do. We want everyone that watches the show to aspire to be a 1%er. You might not get there, but guess what? If you shoot for the fucking moon, you might hit the stars. That's what we're trying to get people to do, you fucking... You're over here coming in here trying to talk shit, saying that we exploit men. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no one on the platform that provides more value to men than we do on this fucking platform. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We've turned down millions upon millions upon millions of dollars of deals. No, shut the fuck up, because you've been talking now. Now let me cook you. Because we've literally turned down millions upon millions of dollars from gambling, pornography, alcohol, all these motherfuckers to go ahead and provide you guys value, because we know that shit does not necessarily align with what the fuck we want to do. We'll go crazy. No, we make money on providing fucking value, and a portion of what we make comes from the donations that people choose to give us, okay? And if we do, shut the fuck up and let me listen. Let me talk. No, man, because you've been making a bunch of fucking bullshit-ass accusations, so I gotta put assholes like you in your place. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We get hundreds of messages. We get guys calling in saying we improved their life. If you watch the show right now, a bunch of guys called in and said that we improved them.
And any little improvement is a big improvement. That's why.
Juicy! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nerd Chronicles. This is, the sociocratic nerd, Chris and Paul Lilly at your service. And earlier today, we've been talking much. We discussed more about the whole generalization and specialization, quote unquote, of fresh and fit. And I want to try and dig a bit deeper into what the cause of experience actually gave, further, more practical context on why, the top 1% overall won't fit everyone involved in it. So in the United States, the top 1% of income on average nationwide is close to $700,000 a year. And we're talking about active and passive income combined. Now, in certain states, especially in the Northeast, and especially where I live, up in the New York City tri-state area, the top 1% of income, active and passive, you really would have to make close to $1 million if you live either up in New York State, New Jersey, or even Connecticut, because you gotta be dealing with all these high taxes, income taxes, state tax, local tax, federal taxes, all that other jazz involved. That's to try and offset some of the mainly costs that you're dealing with in terms of earning. Now, when it comes to the top 1% in fitness, it could be bodybuilding, powerlifting, calisthenics, or even like a professional athlete. You have to mainly be ripped most of the time, and you have to be well versed and mainly experienced really up in your field of play. Just as you try to reach that elite of the elite. And even that, unfortunately, comes at a cost as well. And even that has its own challenges. That requires a lot of time. That requires a lot of bleeding just to get the physique that you mainly need to want or get. And don't even get me started with heights. Even with something that you can't even control. Even with the eggplant size, you can't even control that either. maybe like some eggplant pumps can do. Maybe something like this could work. But still, you have to try and really go over this with your primary care physician in order for these things to work. Now, for the men's side, for all this to really be combined together and factor everything overall with what the top percent of what Fresh and Fit mainly claims, especially when it comes to bedroom skills, was also a rare anomaly. Those things require a lot of time consumption, a lot of strategy, which could be doable, but requires like a very, very, very thorough and difficult plan, as well as some luck literally coming within your way. You know what I'm saying? You could literally try to do all these things, and that's really, really hard to do. Even if they actually try to attain you the best they can, not every man's going to reach it. If the woman actually try and mix those same set, not every woman's going to literally try to reach those things as well. You know what I mean? It is just literally beyond. And I've yet to talk about the respect factor in this as well. Now, what's good of actually having all these qualities if you literally treat people like shit? If you literally become extremely arrogant, if you treat people literally disrespectfully down to a T, if you belittle people disrespectfully, whether it's man, woman, or child, or whoever it is, you belittle them, you disrespect them, you treat them like garbage to the point where you have to be dealing with some sort of violation or scrambled eggs violation or any form of abuse. All that stuff at the top of the percent it can be negated if you're dealing with someone that's actually wise and actually knows their worth, or they're dealing with someone that's actually dealing with like some criminal legalities in some cases. All that stuff is negated if you literally treat people like crap. If you actually deal with like lifestyle of crime and all these things, if you get yourself in legal troubles, it could be a big problem for you literally down. And let's factor in the individual circumstances as well as that person's mentality. Mostly when I'm trying to focus on men, we're actually focusing on that man's mentality. Does that man have any other traumas that he's dealing with that he has to try to somehow heal? What's his strategy for overcoming some of his traumas? You know what I mean? How is he able to actually trying to cope with some of the mechanisms he have? How is he able to actually overcome some of the things he mainly have just to try to get to that 1% that Myron is mainly talking about? And then you got to factor in communication, especially communication with like social skills with men and women, and learning how to actually smoothly communicate properly with your words as well as your actions, and actually reading body language and cues and actually trying to pick up signs of interest in women, whether or not they like you. All that shit literally has to come into play. If everyone, and hypothetically everyone, tries to attain those same top 1% status and actually want to try and live the life of the top 1%, you know what's going to happen when people are going to start chasing that $100,000 a year dream where everyone's really going to get every time? Guess what's going to happen? Inflation starts to rise, due to the fact that we have like a finite amount of resources, physical amount of paper and cash really going by. At the moment, more money has to get printed out, basically devaluing like the current value of cash coming in, like basically minimizing more of the value and making it much less legitimate. Inflation literally rising up, everything literally getting more expensive now. Homes getting more expensive, literally cars getting more expensive. Virtually everything literally getting more expensive, and then you gotta be dealing with like minimum wages literally rising up every single year. So much so that the value of the dollar could be possibly end up going to zero within the next few decades. You know what I'm saying? Average always moves. That's what I'm basically trying to tell you. And there's always going to be people that are literally going to be standing out. There's a reason why the elite is actually still staying in place as it is today. Or unless you may be in some communist party, which actually dictate how much people are actually getting. But even still, they're actually dictated by a certain elite up in government as well. Again, average always moves. All right? The more people literally are trying to attain the same thing, actually trying to get the 10, literally trying to get like the same jobs with like the same amount of pay, and actually with like the same level of worth for pay that you literally dealing with, the farther the wealth gap will literally widen when it comes to economics. Fitness wise, anyone and everyone can literally try to get themselves in shape the best they can. But depending on the age, depending on the condition that they're actually able-bodied and willing, not many people may attain six packs. There are some people that have very different body types that they actually have to factor in, that they mainly have to actually try to, or actually literally see how they can literally try to lose weight or literally try to get in shape as well. And they really need to find like the specialty fitness trainer to really try to help them reach that goal. So everyone has their own different approach on how they should be losing weight. It's not like a one-size-fits-all thing. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being average at all. However, there is actually something wrong with someone that's really lazy and does not want to really do anything up in life and try and make efforts to really try to contribute in society in some form or fashion, one way or another. It's basically where they're literally like hooked up on some sort of substance abuse or anything and not even making the effort to really try to improve their own lives and really just want to just stay stuck up in the mud, if you will, not really do anything and be in this little depressive cycle and not willing to really get themselves help. You know, I could give them that credit in that case of that. Now, being average doesn't mean that you really have to really stay stuck up in like one single plane really all the way around, because the whole world's really moving, the whole society's really evolving. Some of the mechanisms are mainly changing over time, which means you still have to literally continue learning every single day up until the day you die. So there's always continuous learning based on your role, based on your jobs involved. You know what I mean? But according to the Red Pill, if you don't really level up from your job or get like some promotion or actually trying to level up in money, you're a loser according to the leaders of the Red Pill, which is actually beyond delusional to me. Now, I will say this, you're definitely a loser if you're actually unwilling to learn further on any single form of regards to fashion. And if you literally treat people like shit.
Unleash the wrath of fucking hell on you. You are going to absolutely get your shit destroyed, and you fucking know it. That's why we called your dumbass on air 3 times. You didn't say shit. That's why when I told Destiny, tell that motherfucker to meet me, you didn't say shit. But you run back to Canada and make a video within minutes of this Andrew Schultz shit because you don't stand on principle. You just chase clout. But you know what? At some point, these fists are gonna change to your fucking face, and you're gonna get your shit rocked. You bitch ass motherfucker. You're a pussy, and you fucking know it. And if I gotta whoop on your fucking retarded window licking partner to do it, then I'll fucking do that shit too. I'll fight both you motherfuckers because I train all the time. I'm in shape. I do more than you motherfuckers. You guys don't do shit. You're fat, sloppy, flabby, pieces of shit, losers, and no one fucking respects y'all niggas. That's why y'all been on YouTube for 10 fucking years talking shit about other people, reacting to content. You guys don't originate nothing. And if we gotta take this fucking video down YouTube because I'm roasting your dumbass because I know your audience is gonna sit there and report it for harassment and bullying because you're a fucking pussy, then so fucking be it. You're a bitch and you fucking know it. That's why you ran back to Canada immediately and made a video instead of seeing me and get these fucking hands. You bitch. Bring Breach with you next time since you're such a fucking coward, and let's fucking do this shit. You fucking pussy. You made me 30 plus fucking videos talking shit, but you can't last 3 minutes of the fucking round with me because you know I'll demolish you. You know I'll fuck you up. You know it. I'll make you the fucking sodomite that you really are, you fucking pussy. You fucking know it. I will eat you, motherfucker, on some Mike Tyson shit, and you know it. You got the fucking fear of God in you, man.
But it's
fucking pussy. You atheist piece of shit. You renounce your religion. Your parents don't fucking rock with you. No one respects you, and you fucking know that shit. You piece of fucking shit.
Realest nigga on earth, man.
I'll fuck you up.
Why in the fuck would you want to rely on a pseudo alpha guru who's having all these crazy beefs, in which the top 1% of people who actually have income don't even do that up in the public eye? They mainly handle their stuff behind the scenes. Why would they really try to come by and really challenge all these other content creators to little fights, trying to really threaten to sodomize one member of the crew that you mainly hate? Just because they don't even stick to your ideals, and like he's gonna be like the same one that you mainly back out. Now you won't really try and go out and go saying that you train for these fights and being all arrogant and shit. What the fuck is wrong with you, dog? You know what I mean? Like, well, why would you come by and put your faith in someone, even though he's making millions of dollars, that's acting childish and acting coward? This dude is literally a sick fuck, man. You wonder why he's like one of those crooked cops that's up in the field. Like, if he's talking about sodomizing people and everything, you already know the homeboy's really fucked up in the head. God knows what he's been doing up in law enforcement, the way that he's been acting, the way his mindset is. This is why it's extremely important, ladies and gentlemen, to be extremely, extremely wary on who you take up as your mentor, on who you listen to up in these social media streets, because you don't know You could literally be misled. You could be literally be caught off guard and actually being misled and actually warped into one of their cults and their mentalities without even knowing or even expecting. Stop worrying about what other folks are doing. Stop worrying about what other folks are what type of stuff they mainly doing. Even though you could try to use them, but actually use their knowledge and actually use like some of the steps to try to improve your life. Stop worrying about what other folks have going on. Stop putting the evidence you're trying to improve your life today and worry about your own issues, worry about your own concerns that you mainly have going on. If you're in a relationship, worry about you and your partner, okay? Worry about you and your wife, worry about you and your girlfriend, how your business and how you want to run your relationship. And stop worrying about what other folks are mainly doing behind the scenes. Stop worrying about like how much is this dude getting, all this other stuff, and focus on literally being the best that you can be, doing what you love to do, and actually like performing at your max level of ability to try to be the top 1% up in your field, on top 1% of actually what you love to do. I'm not saying you have to be top 1% overall. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you just have to do the best you can in what you love to do, and try your best to do the best you can just to prolong your life so you'll be able to be up in this earth for a very long time. Last but not least, respect is currency. Make sure you give respect and make sure you expect the same people that actually give you the same respect back. You know what I mean? Because if you do not have that respect that you give towards people, you'll be able to lose opportunities to make more income, either an active income or passive income, even in the form of stock, bonds, or real estate. You know what I mean? You blow those opportunities if you literally treat people like crud. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, there's like a lot of folks who's up in the top 1% that actually do these things as well, but they do them in like a mainly subtle way. But your whole integrity will be shot if you continue to mainly treat folks like shit. And I will literally leave it at that. Get with people that actually actually can relate to some of your struggles, and definitely specialize in all sorts in the stuff that you actually need help in, so they'll be able to literally try to help improve your life in one way or one way, shape, or form, depending on the needs that they're in, depending on the puzzle piece that you may need them for to use to literally help build your life. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Paul for the Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Good night. I forgot one more thing. I forgot to add something in. You got a lot of top 1%ers. Some of them have issues with their relationships they currently have now. Some of them actually have trouble actually dealing with social skills when it comes to speaking with women. Some of them mainly treat their women like shit. You know what I mean? So much so that the women that they mainly broke up with are actually divorced. Don't even want to actually be with someone that has that type of caliber of man. They'd rather actually be with the average man that's going to treat them better. There's people like that. There's little people like that as well. And there's some average people that actually treat those women like shit as well. No, it's never really about the status and income that person has or whatever status they have. It's more so on how they treat that person. And you'll be seeing like average dudes that beginning with like very, very attractive women literally currently. And also you also have to add the fact as well that there's a bunch of women as well. They get with dudes that live with their parents also and currently have serious relationships with them. This is also something that actually really try to factor in as well. So this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. As I said before, ladies and gentlemen, good night.